So let's talk about your goals. Your goals have to be huge. They have to be extraordinary. They have to be up there. Why? You cannot get excited by a small goal. You know how people say to you, make a lot of small goals and achieve them so you don't be let down? No, it has to be huge. It has to be far out. If you want to make €1,000 a month, make your goal 10,000. If you want to make 10,000 euros a month, make it 100,000. Basically times it by 10. 10x it, like Grant Cardone says. Make your goal so huge that you can be excited about it. How can you be excited about €1,000 a month? Even if you are a little bit, once you achieve it, you won't. Get 100,000, where you start living the life a little bit, that's something to be excited about. Your goals have to be so high, they dwarf the problems. So your problems are small in comparison. Does that make sense? So if you, I don't know, lost your job, but you train to work or plane to a business meeting, these are small problems. The reason they're small problems is because if you want to make $1 million, it's much harder than your small problems. So you have to dwarf it. Feel me? Make your goals so big. Make it like, I want to make $10 million. Everything that happens to you that goes wrong is small in comparison. Doesn't matter. Doesn't mean anything. My girlfriend left me. So I'm going for $10 million. It's much harder. I lost my job. So they weren't going to give me $10 million. You know what I mean? It dwarfs it. Yeah? So your goals need to be high enough so you can be excited about, and to dwarf your problems in comparison. Your problems seem small in comparison. One of my favorites, free advice. I started working as a trainer at some point. I had six-pack abs, I knew my gym, I was in gyms and outside gyms all my life. Okay, granted, I'm not in my best shape right now, but much better shape than other people that not going through what I'm going. I was giving advice to people. I remember this guy called Stefanos. I tried to put him on a diet, a low-carb diet. I tried to put him into gym and everything. And I sat there for hours explaining to him how he was going to do this. He ended up going to a dietitian, paying money, and looking like a little girl because his stupid dietitian didn't know what she was talking about, put him on a salad diet, told him the proteins are bad, or I don't know what she did to him. He started looking like a 14-year-old girl and older. Yeah, 14-year-old girl body-wise and older in general because he wasn't healthy. People do not take free advice. It's the mentality. I'll give you the best example to prove my point. You're watching a course. You paid what, $1,000, $2,000 for it? You know, depending on when you buy it, yeah? If you got it for free, this might last, I don't know, a couple of hours to 6 hours. Would you watch all of it if it was free? You'd get bored, you'd have something else to do. You won't come back to it, you skip through it. You wouldn't watch it, not all of it. Now, if you paid $1,000, $2,000, $10,000, whatever you pay for it, are you going to watch it? You're watching it now. And even if you don't, there's more chances of you watching something you pay for than something you don't. Keep that mentality. So don't get pissed off when you try to help people and they don't respond or they ignore you. Maybe it's better not to waste your breath. People are stubborn and like pigs, and I don't mean pigs as in dirty and smelly. I mean pigs are stubborn animals. Once they're like this, they don't see left and right, they won't change their mind. You can lead a horse to water, you can't make it drink. No one takes free advice. Always charge for your services. Unless you're doing it for charity, and even then I would argue you should, so people will take the advice. When somebody's giving advice, especially somebody successful, we tend to focus on the wrong things. And this is something I just thought of now. This is not in my notes. Actually, most of the stuff is not in my notes. It's just highlights. But we always lose the tree for the forest for the tree. And what I mean by this is we focus on the wrong things. People have a tendency of trying to find what's wrong, then listen to what's right. They don't ask questions, they make opinions. They give opinions. So if I'm a mentor, a successful person, or not me, someone else, yeah? And he's telling you how to make money, and you're focusing, I don't like his style, or I don't like this about him, I don't like that about him. You're missing the point. And that's the reason you're not going to be successful or make it. What's your higher goal? Your higher goal is your purpose in life. If you don't have a higher goal, you don't have a purpose, you probably won't make it. My higher goal, I think, came to me in hospital when I had cancer, so sometimes it happens. But you have to have a clear vision of who you want to become. Yeah, I wanted to be a billionaire. Yeah, I wanted to help people, but I didn't have a clear vision. Get that clear vision, write it down. There's a magic of writing things down, and strive for that higher goal and higher purpose. It might be spiritual, it might be giving, it might be selfish. There's nothing wrong with being selfish. Nothing wrong with it. If you want to be selfish, you have to reward yourself. That's fine. I'm selfish sometimes. I reward myself. I like material things, materialistic things, as Tai Lopez says, But I also have a higher goal in giving and philanthropical side of me, and my faith. I have other things that I have to do or achieve as a higher goal and purpose. Most people, even Genghis Khan, had these. And you'll see most successful people have a higher purpose. So define yours, find out what yours is, strive for it, take it, achieve it. Yeah? Now, let's get into interesting things, more interesting things. In order to achieve success, you can't do everything. Now, you do have to have a broad sense of conversation, a broad sense of how to do certain activities and certain professional activities, like work-wise. You have to study. Yeah, I'm for all this. But in order to succeed in your life, you have to focus on your strengths. And I have a rule of 5. Most of my rules are 3, by the way. But I have a rule of 5, and I'll elaborate right now. You have strengths and you have weaknesses. Focus on making your strengths a lot higher, rather than just being average and averaging everything out. The best example I can give is role-playing or games on the computer, like Warcraft or Guild Wars or WoW, You have a character and you give it tools like armor, swords, crosses to protect you. Then it gives you different attributes, strengths and stuff like that. A warrior will have more strength, for example. A wizard will have more knowledge or wisdom, actually. Then you have your hunters, which have more intuition, or they see things. You have your strengths and minuses. And the computer or the board game like Dungeons and Dragons will give you, a 5 here, a 4 there, a 3 there, a 1 there, depending on your character. Then you will roll a dice and you are adding points to these. So you don't add points to everything because you'll just be an average character and die. You add to your strengths. What are your strengths? What are you good at? That's how you get ahead of your competition. There are different strengths and traits. There are natural traits, and there are traits you build. Natural traits, I have natural traits, yes? What are my natural traits? I'm tall. I command authority. Yeah? I can use this to my advantage, just like a warrior. I have a deep voice. My emceeing and everything, I use this to hype people up, to motivate people. So you have your natural traits. Yours could be something else. You could be very smart. You could be book smart, which means you could speed read or read a lot. Then you have your traits you add on. So, you can add on these traits, and then you have traits you can add on. So how do you do this? You go again to the rule of 5. Go and ask 5 friends of yours and tell them this. Give me an honest opinion. What do you think I'm good at? What do you think are my strengths? Be very honest, I won't get mad. If you ask any of my friends about me, they will tell me I'm a motivator, I'm in sales, I'm a sales expert, I love selling. Do the same with your friends. See what these 5 people say. They will tell you 3 strengths and 3 negative things about yourself, yeah? Or 5 strengths and 5 negative things about you. Then see which ones repeat themselves, and you will find out your strengths and find out your negatives. And then just focus on expanding your strengths. And your negatives, outsource them to other people to do for you. Don't waste time. So the rule of 5, add to your strengths. Don't try and compete. I started directing, yeah? I wasn't the best director in Greece. I was an average director, maybe a little bit better, yeah? I could have sat there and directed more and learned and everything, but at best I would have always followed the other people. Sure, I was creative, I did production management, those were my strengths. So how did I sell my videos? I sold the production part of the videos, even though I was directing, and had somebody else help me with the directing. And you could do the same. I emceed, I made people go crazy, I hyped them. I added to that, I didn't bother to learn how to sing. You know, I just expanded my strengths. I started learning how to do Rezi. Rezi is like, put him up, this thing, you know? I just started learning that. I started expanding my strengths basically. I was tall, I was big, I started working out. Started looking better, you know? So that's what you gotta do. I'm gonna be very controversial about this because it's gonna be going back and forth, and there's a reason to this. Yes, you have to listen to people, and yes, you have to take advice. No, you should not listen to people and take advice. You have to know when, you have to know when not to. When you're a kid, you know, you're told, shut up and listen. Why? No, stand up and speak. There's a lot of controversial, you see, things are not like black and white, there's gray areas. And you have to learn when to use what and what not. Let's start with listen to advice, but from the right people. Don't listen to somebody that is overweight on how to, you know, look good. Do not go to somebody that's broke to do your finance and give you financial advice. You know, do not go to somebody without a penny in his name tell you how to make money. Yeah, listen, but listen to the right people, people that are successful, people that made it in their field of expertise. I said before that people do not take free advice. Neither do you. Know yourself. It's cognitive biases. If you know that people don't take free advice, what makes you think you do? See, you have to get that ego thing out the way. Do you take free advice? When was the last time you did? You probably didn't. So, what I'm saying is, if someone's successful and is giving you free advice, take it. This is why the rich and successful people don't usually mingle with other people. Successful people, yeah? If you ask them for advice, it's a myth that they don't like helping people. They will help people. If you go up to any successful person, tell him how he made it, he will give advice. You know why they don't give advice? Because people judge them. People start saying how lucky they are. Oh, but he was lucky. Oh, there was different times. Oh, he got this, blah, blah. You know, people judge them so much, they don't want to get into all that, you know? And then people start giving them opinions. You have like 100 euros to your name or 3,000 in the bank, they have millions. They give you some advice and you start questioning, not questioning them, but telling them your view. Yes, but this. Yes, but that. But this is this. What the fuck are you talking about? You don't know shit, you don't even have any money. Listen to them. Don't judge them. They got there for a reason, or they maintained their wealth for a reason. Listen to what they have to say. Don't sit there and, you know, it's like the people go to the gym, you see people working out. Oh, he takes steroids. Yeah, you have to have time. You know, he doesn't have a life, you know, or I have work, I can't go to the gym. Bullshit, yes you can. And no, you don't need steroids. You're an idiot if you think that. The problem is, you look at the negatives and judge people in order to evaluate your excuses. Look, just because you can't do it doesn't mean anybody else can. I know people that go to the gym, that wake up 2 hours earlier just to get that gym. They're broke, they don't even have money to eat enough protein, but they strive, they go for it, they give it everything they have, they give up things in order to work out. Maybe he doesn't watch TV when you're watching TV and he's working out. Maybe the guy made money by working when you were watching TV. Yeah? Think about this. Yeah? Listen to successful people. Listen to the advice. Especially when it's free. No one gives free advice. No one takes free advice. Remember that next time you're listening to somebody successful. And stop judging. Doesn't matter if I spelled this wrong or right. Doesn't really matter. How much money do you have? So why do the rich hang out with the rich people? Why do the successful hang out with the successful people? Mindset. They don't want to be judged. They want to talk about things that, and this is out of experience, that have meaning. You know, they want to talk about business, they want to talk about ideas, creativity, they don't want gossip, they don't want negativity, they don't want people judging them, they don't want people talking stupid crap and interrupting them about bullshit, because they don't want to be with these people. See, if you hang out with 5 five drug addicts, you will become the sixth. If you hang out with five poor people, you will become the sixth. If you hang out with five millionaires, you will be the sixth. For many reasons. We can elaborate all day, we can elaborate on this. But there's a Greek saying, which basically means, show me your friend, I'll tell you who you are. And the reason is that you get influenced by them. If you're hanging out with millionaires, you're talking business, you're learning ideas, you're learning how to become a millionaire, you're probably going to get job offers, you're probably going to get into the business. If you're hanging out with drugs, people are taking drugs, you're probably going to try them. You're going to get influenced by your social circle. What I was talking about in the introduction. Basically, if you hang out with five average minds, you just remain average. This is why the rich people hang out with the rich people, and in general, successful people hang out with successful people. Networking. When I first came to Greece, they told me, all the negative people around here and everybody in Greece, I guess it's in every country, it's the same thing. They said, it's not what you know, it's who you know. The meso. This guy knew this guy. This guy knew that guy. This guy had his father. This had his mother in certain places. That's why he made it. You know, okay, let's say that this is how the world works. It's who you know and not what you know. What does this tell you? What do you have to do? Get to know the people you have to know. The work's done for you. You know, you've reverse engineered it. Start networking. Get to know people. Start public relations. How do you do this? Learn how to do public relations. You know, there are books. There are books on communicating. There are books on selling. There's books on persuasion. You know, there's rhetoric. You can learn rhetoric, which is a great study on how to do speaking. You know, you just get to know these people. Network. Get to know people. Then people will say you're lucky because you knew people. That's what I did. I networked. Everyone was telling me it's who you know. So I started knowing people. I started being social, you know? Now, when you network, you meet people. So you go to meet these people, and the way you can get good with them and meet them and work with them is be positive and use all the mindset tricks I told you up to now. Believe me, with a body language, enthusiasm, walk up, hi, I'm Paul, how you doing? Yeah, there's nothing stopping you. While you're doing this, you have to understand that there's how to influence people and how to make people like you. There's books out there, you know, I'm not going to get into it in this presentation, we'll never finish. But what people tend to forget is, yeah, you meet new people, but there are also people that you know. Why do most people don't do the simple thing of networking with the people they already know? You know, they met them once or twice and they forget about them. Network with them. They know people. Socialize with them. Find out what you want. Don't let it go. You know, it's like you're getting new people all the time but losing old people. It doesn't work that way. Yeah? So don't forget about people you already know as well when you network.